Hey, Sean here from SpeedCubeReview.com. So I just finished my month of ZZ solving, and I've gone about, last couple years doing CFOP, so switching to ZZ, I decided to try it, see what it'd be like. Now I'm going to have a full tutorial on how to solve ZZ in the description. You can find a link there. I'll also upload it around the same time as this, so it should be up right now. So real quick overview. CFOP, you do the cross, and then first two layers, and then the last layer. So usually OLL and PLL. With ZZ, what you first do is orient all the edges, and at the same time you want to also make this line. You'll hear it called the EO line. Really what you're doing is putting the front, bottom, and the back bottom piece in place. So you're orienting them and putting that. That way all you have to do is make these 2x3 blocks, and you'll often hear it called block building. Really what's happening is you're inserting those edges, but you're not restricted to having those edges in place. And that's what caused me the most issue, because I'm so used to having those there. And I'll show a couple solves in my transition into where I am right now, and you'll see where that comes into play. And then because all the edges are oriented, you'll always have this cross at the top done. So you can often finish that top layer with winter variation when inserting the last edge, or something like doing COLL, which can lead to a skip on the last layer, or going crazy with ZBLL and doing all of it. Now, here are some issues I came into. The first one was I was so used to doing the cross that when I started solving ZZ, I would get the EO line, insert the edge pieces, and then solve like normal F2L. And a lot of people were saying that that's really inefficient, that you have so many more options when you block build. And I'll show you what I mean right now. I'm just going to randomly mix this up, and I'll just do a really quick walkthrough of how ZZ works. So first we make that EO line, and we can tell what the bad edges are based on the colors we see on this E-slice and top and bottom layer. And I'll put the full tutorial in the description, like I said, so I'm not going to go too much into it here. So I can see I've got 3 bad edges, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bad edges. So it's easy because we've got 4 on the back, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So really, we've got 4 on the back, 3 here, and then 1 more. So I'm going to orient all of those. But while I do that, I'm looking to see where these edges are. So what I'm going to do is orient 4, set up the other ones, orient those, and then finish with that line. So it's okay if you don't follow that right now, but what I did was orient all the edges, so now all I have to do is right, left, and U move to finish these sides. So instead of putting in the cross pieces, what you'll do is you will block build. So for example, this green, orange, white piece, I can pair it up with that center, or with that edge, and then just pair that up with this other edge right here. So for example, now I've made a block. And then I can even finish that up with, let's say, the blue, orange, white, which that's kind of hidden. So really what I'm going to do is just insert this one because I can see that pair. And then I could do, let's say, that orange and blue now. And now I'm doing kind of like F2L, like I would in CFOP. And insert. Now, the next thing you can do, because I already have this cross and I know the COLL case, that instead of just doing my normal algorithm I'll use for this, I'll do this one to solve all the corners. And when you do that, some of the times you will get a PLL skip if those edges are already set, but I've got a U-perm, and now I'm done. So what I did throughout this month, this first week, I did a lot of EO cross, where I did that cross and then solved it like that. And my times were low 20s. I realized that's not what I should be practicing. So I did a lot of block building, and my times jumped to mid 30s. After that, they started to go back down. I was around mid 25s again, and then I found myself where I was trying to block build, but I was more easily able to see the the pairs like I would. So I wouldn't immediately put the cross down, but I paired up more edges like this and not, a corner and a bottom edge and then that one. So I did more of this pairing and then adding that one, and just did either right side or left side first instead of all at once. And I often had some solves in the teens. I had some averages around 17 seconds. I think my fastest time was like an 11-second solve, which that actually was pretty close to record. Other issues I had, though, were since I was learning some COLL cases as well as winter variation, so a lot of times I froze. So for example, in this solve, that I get to this soon case, and it's not the normal one I do, but I know there's one there, and it took me forever to realize what it was, which one to do, and of course my time was much worse because of it. Sometimes I know a COLL case, and I can recall it pretty fast, and like this one, which allowed me to skip the PLL stage, and got me a pretty decent time for this. And that was a big thing. I'm learning new cases. Will I continue doing ZZ? Probably not for two-hand. I might do it for one-handed. So my reason being is that I like the look-ahead ability of being able to get the cross and immediately see these pairs and not have to look if one's down here. Another one is that I like the ability, I feel like I'm able to, if I see pairs at the beginning while it's scrambled, I can still keep them. I really love not having to rotate the cube a lot. It's a ton of fun, and I'll probably still do slow solves with ZZ, and maybe, like I said, one-handed, because with that you can just do everything from right here and not have to regrip the cube. I would definitely need to practice, though, because it takes me a long time to inspect the cube. I haven't really timed my inspection, but it's definitely around 15 seconds of inspection. So that's another downfall. You really need to use all the inspection time. So this was really interesting. Now, also one thing I want to note, my CFOP times did not really fall because of this. I did pretty much all ZZ solves all month. The only times I did CFOP were when I was doing something in cubing time and doing a little competition, or testing a new cube and demonstrating that on video. But those times didn't really fall. If anything, I almost feel like they got a little bit better because I had to rethink about everything again and I was focusing a lot more. So if you want to experiment with it, don't hesitate experimenting it because you're afraid it's going to affect your CFOP solves. Go for it. Do it. Check out the tutorial I have below and check it out. So thank you very much for watching. The month of October will be the month of Roux solving. So Roux will be a lot of fun. I've done that in the past, but didn't really stick with it. This is major block building, so I'm definitely going to have to really stick to it there. Thank you very much. Leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Hit like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. And as always, stop by speedcubeview.com for more news and reviews.